Today I'll be sharing with you some freezer meals that are meant to save me during low energy days and the postpartum days that are coming soon. We'll start with some pizza dough that I plan to use to pre-make pizza and have it ready to go in the oven when I need a hands-off dinner in 10 minutes. I'm adding 2 cups of lukewarm water followed by 7 grams of active dry yeast and a teaspoon of salt. I give it a good mix, then if you have the time, let it rest like that for about 15 minutes to let the yeast activate. Then start adding the flour 1 cup at a time. I'm using all-purpose flour. After about 2 cups, I see the dough becoming shaggy and I know it's time to start kneading by hand. After about 10 minutes, it should not stick to the hands anymore. I shape it into a ball and let it rest until it doubles in size, or for about an hour. I don't know about you, but even if my kids are little, they eat non-stop. They need some kind of snack or small meal, and today I had some sweet potatoes left over that I peeled. In our kitchen, we do our best to not waste food. I prioritize using what's about to go bad or what I feel like gets forgotten. Once they are peeled, I cut them into thin slices, then add them to a baking sheet. I keep it very light and simple. Olive oil is a must, such a great addition each time I get the opportunity. We do our best to use only olive oil in cooking and avoid eating out or pretty much exposing ourselves to seed oils. Next, I sprinkle some paprika and salt and I mix by hand to make sure that the potatoes are very well coated with the olive oil. Ideally, they are spread in only one layer. They go in the oven for about 20 minutes at 400 Fahrenheit until they become soft, and then I broil them for 3 to 5 minutes at 500 Fahrenheit to get a bit of a crust on them. I thought I would make a good tzatziki for these potatoes. I chopped these cucumbers into very thin small pieces. After the first 10 minutes of baking, I try to turn the potatoes on the other side to make sure that they don't burn and that they cook evenly on both sides. I add about 2 cucumbers to the bowl, followed by some freshly chopped dill and a very generous amount of Greek yogurt. It disappears so fast, so I do about 2 cups. I squeeze in some lemon juice, almost an entire lemon, and I drizzle some olive oil. I find it a very nice addition and I skip adding the garlic this time because I'm late in the pregnancy. Meanwhile, the potatoes are ready and I can just give them to the kids. If you watch my videos, you know that most of the recipes I cook are beef based or red meat in general. Here we have about 3 pounds that I chop into small pieces and fry in olive oil. This is an example of a beef stir fry for when I need lunch ready in under 30 minutes. The smaller the meat pieces, the faster it will cook. I followed that with a chopped red bell pepper. I try to cut it into even thin slices. The beauty of this stir fry is that you can pretty much clean your fridge using the veggies that are about to go bad or that you just don't know what to cook them with. So here we have a zucchini that I also cut into thin pieces and some mushrooms. I cut them as thinly as I can and add them on top of the meat. It's been about 7 to 10 minutes since the meat started frying, so I add the mushrooms and give it a good mix. I grate about a garlic clove for some flavor and about a teaspoon of ginger. I started freezing it a while ago and it seems that grating it is so much easier, it also lasts longer, and I don't waste any. Because it's summer, I feel like any dish gets a bit of an upgrade by adding some green onion, so I'll add some freshly chopped onion, followed by some parsley. If you have cilantro, even better. But unfortunately in Romania I find it quite hard to find fresh cilantro all the time. Add it to the meat and then I like to enhance it with some soy sauce. I make sure to add it to the hottest part of the pan so it starts melting beautifully. About 1/3 cup of it, then 2 tablespoons of fish sauce and about 1/3 cup of oyster sauce. Give them a mix and that's pretty much it. Serve it with rice or pita bread. Even by itself is delicious. I'll keep 2 portions for today and the rest I'll be freezing for the postpartum period. The dough has risen beautifully. I'll add some flour to my clean working space and divide the dough into about 5 equal pieces. I try to round them briefly into the shape of a ball, and while I prepare the rest of the ingredients, I let it rest again for about 10 minutes. This pizza is very simple. I grate mozzarella. Here I did about 1 pound. The way I keep it for the time I need food ready in no time is to add the dough on parchment paper with something hard underneath and spread it into a very thin layer. The tomato sauce is just any basil tomato sauce I could find at the store. I spread some on each, followed by a generous amount of mozzarella. I cover each with aluminum foil. You could probably use parchment paper or even plastic wrap, maybe even Ziploc bags if you have. But this is what I had on hand, and here we have a few pizzas ready to go in the oven when we just need them. This is not a professional pizza recipe, it's just a quick mom's recipe that saves the day when you need it. Another recipe that I find very delicious is these cabbage rolls. I pretty much saute a base of onion, garlic, mushrooms, and red peppers, in which I saute half a cup of rice for a minute. For today I use about 2 pounds of ground beef, to which I add a generous amount of salt, a pinch of black pepper, a bit of cumin, and some garlic powder. Combine the mixture together and chop some fresh parsley with a bit of green onion. Give it a very good mix, and the next step is to prepare the cabbage. This is fermented cabbage like sauerkraut, but if you cannot find this at the store, I'll attach here a short video where I give you the recipe for it, or you could simply boil it first until you have softened leaves that can hold the meat mixture. This is pretty easy. I just add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of meat into each cabbage leaf. I roll it until I get a beautiful cabbage roll. I do this until I finish the meat mixture, and then I use the hard parts of the cabbage as a protective layer in cooking. So I chop it into very thin layers. This is pretty delicious and very healthy for the gut. It's a natural probiotic. The kids don't hesitate to really enjoy some. Now I spread some of it at the bottom of the pan, then I arrange the meatballs one by one. Now I spread some of it at the bottom of the pan, then I arrange the cabbage rolls one by one, adding more of the chopped cabbage in the middle. Once it's full, I dissolve 3 tablespoons of tomato paste in water and I just cover the cabbage rolls with it. I add a couple of bay leaves and I let it simmer for about an hour on a low heat. The next recipe that can really save anyone low on time is this chicken noodle soup. I fill a big pot of water and bring it to a boil. I prepare some of the basic veggies. You can add just carrots and onion if you wish to keep it lighter, but today I wanted a very nourishing soup, so I added a lot of celery root and some parsnip. The beauty is that I just clean them, wash them, and then I dump them in the boiling water. I add the boneless chicken thighs first, followed by the rest of the veggies. Give it a very good seasoning with salt and let them cook for about 30 to 45 minutes until everything is tender. Let's make some homemade noodles now. For this, I just crack 3 eggs in, add a quick pinch of salt, give it a good mix. Then add about a teaspoon of baking powder, another mix, and then bring in flour little by little until a nice dough forms. When it becomes shaggy and sticks to the mixer, I start kneading by hand. I knead until it does not stick to the hands anymore, then I let it rest for about 20 minutes. When it's ready, I stretch it into a very thin layer. Here I got 2 pieces and I let them dry for as long as I can, ideally at least an hour, to get those dry, beautiful noodles. The veggies are ready and I just take them out into a bowl with the chicken. For the noodles, I like to add some extra flour to make sure it doesn't stick when I cut them into noodles. The idea here is to cut them as thin as you can. This is such a perfect soup for the time you're sick or if you have small children. It used to be my childhood soup. It's very comforting and it's not too heavy either. It's enjoyable even during summer. Once they are ready, feel free to let them rest another 30 minutes if you can. This will really enhance the noodles texture. If not, add them to the pot with the rich broth that just cooked earlier. The veggies and the chicken cool down a bit, so I just shred the chicken and add it back to the pot. Chop the celery root into small cubes and do the same. Just bring it together into the pot and pretty much finish with the carrots and parsnip. I skip using the onion and the pepper. Any soup needs some freshness and some greens. So for this one, I'll just use some parsley. Add it on top and turn up the heat. For those noodles to cook, 5 to 7 minutes was plenty. Season a bit more if you would like to and freeze it once it's cold for the time you need it.